You know, there's something magical about mornings in Kedarnath. The cold air biting at your nose, the smell of wet earth and pine. As I unzipped my tent, and there it was, mountains wrapped in clouds, mist dancing in the air, and the soft chatter of fellow travelers waking up. No alarm clock in the world can compete with this. This is what peace feels like. Views like this silence you. The granite walls of the Himalayas rise like ancient guardians. Their peaks are lost in mist. Standing here, you realize how small you are, how the noise of your life fades into nothing. These mountains don't care who you are. They were here long before us, and they will be here long after. All you can do is stand and let the feeling consume you. Every step towards the main temple feels like a call from the divine. The gravel path crunched beneath my feet, and the cold mountain air carried the sound of distant bells. The main temple was still a distance away, and then I saw it. A small stone temple, almost like a miniature version of Kedarnath itself. Same ancient design, same timeless charm, just smaller, quieter. I bowed my head, offered a silent prayer, and kept walking towards the great temple ahead. Morning in Kedarnath feels like the gods themselves are waking. I walk through a narrow market, shops on both sides slowly coming alive. Owners sweeping the floors, setting up for the day. Ahead of me, just fog, mist curling through the air, hiding everything, even the temple I came for. I know Mahadev's abode is right there. I just don't know how far, but I can feel it. I am close. Perhaps he wants me to take these last few steps in faith before he reveals himself. This is the kind of secrecy only the mountains can keep. Here I stand in front of the great Kedarnath Temple, 11,700 feet above sea level. The background is swallowed in mist and clouds, and yet the temple stands clear, like it's the only thing allowed to exist here. I can't help but wonder how it must have looked in the 8th century when Adi Shankaracharya first discovered it. Goosebumps. It's like watching a ghost emerge from the shadows, but instead of fear, you feel awe. A beauty so intense, it's scary in the best way, and deeply, deeply mystical. As I moved closer to the temple, more and more people gathered around. The mist that had wrapped the temple like a secret began to fade. It was as if the warmth of human breath and the presence of so many hearts was gently pushing the clouds away. It felt like divinity itself was allowing human effort, rewarding every step, every prayer. And then the temple appeared, adorned with fresh flowers, its colors glowing against the backdrop of mighty mountains. It was real, yet felt like a dream, beautiful, almost beyond imagination. I'm standing behind the Kedarnath Temple, and right in front of me is the Bhimshila, God's own armor. This massive rock was carried up here during the Kedarnath flood of 2013 and came to rest right behind the temple. On the night of 16 June 2013 around 7:30 pm, a cloudburst struck just above this spot. The path you see in front of me, that's where the debris and water roared down towards the temple valley. But this rock, this giant, immovable guardian stood here, diverting the deadly flow to both sides, saving the temple from destruction. Imagine the chaos, the force, and then imagine this rock stopping it all. Sheer divinity, a miracle carved in stone. As I move closer to the temple wall, the ancientness of the stone mesmerizes me. Each mark, each crack feels like a page from a history I was never part of, and yet somehow I belong to it. There is a magical connection when something has stood the test of time, long before I was here, long before anyone I have ever known. Touching this stone, it's as if I have stepped back in time, into a realm where the centuries dissolve, and the present and the past become one. Up close, Kedarnath Temple reveals its silent mastery. Blocks of grey stone stacked one over another, each interlocking perfectly, as if the mountains themselves have taught this craft. This is Nagara style architecture. Its carvings blossoming into flowers, representing a harmony of strength and beauty. Here, artistry meets the rugged spirit of the Himalayas, and together they create more than a structure, they create a soul. For devotees like us who come and go, the temple is not just a physical structure, it is a living divine body, standing eternal at the center of these mountains. The temple stands before me, but slowly it begins to rise in the distance. As I take the road downward, it's time to head back before darkness falls. Goosebumps, watching it fade from my sight, knowing it will remain here in this harsh, high altitude forever, even after we all are gone. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, a gift before my soul departs from this realm. My heart is full, my soul is content. I leave now, carrying not just the images I've captured, but the essence I've soaked into my very being. I don't know whether I will ever return here again, in this life or in the eternal journey of my soul. I bow once more to Mahakal, the owner of time, for granting me a fragment of his time to be here in this life.